Hello everybody, what's going on? So, I would be like, woo, 1,000 subscribers, but that 1,000 subscribers actually only lasted maybe a half an hour. It went right back down to 981, so that's not bad. I'm still doing pretty good. I think I'm going to chat a little bit about some of the spots in these books. This has some spots that I want to get to. The abandoned Tidewater area. I want to get to some stuff in this. Got some bookmarks. Yeah, random live, so I'll just hang out here for a moment. I am celebrating for a moment there. Maybe 30 minutes I get over. What up, Pump? Thanks for the congratulations. But I went over 1,000 subs for 30 minutes, and then it went back to 980. Now I believe I'm at 981. And yes, I ate the Mothman pizza. It was delicious. So, woo, it's a good day. But only 1,000 for a few minutes and then it disappeared. I thought it might stay. But usually you get some subs, you lose some subs. So, no big deal. We'll talk about some of the spots I want to go to in this book. A lot of stuff near me, and this book, too, has some spots I can get to. There's even a vampire story in there. But, yeah. Here, I'll talk about this first one. So, congratulations on 1,000, but not really. Yeah, it was probably just to be nice. That's all good. I don't care about 1,000 really. It's just been a goal for years to get over 1,000. So technically, I broke my goal. I won. Crawford Road up in Yorktown. I've been to Yorktown a few times. Has this spray painted covered bridge that looks really cool, and some of the history of it is very creepy. So Crawford Road is a lonely stretch that connects Yorktown to Newport News. Seldom will cars pass by beneath the outstretched branches. This road is not used much. It's tranquil and nice concrete bridge, brightly colored with graffiti. Hi, Riley. Yeah, there's a lot of graffiti on it. It looks cool. What you doing? And then this book, what's really nice, it gives you these accessibility notes. No, don't. I'm talking. No, don't. So, some places you can go, and some are military places that you can't go. So the accessibility for Crawford Road. Oh, you got Prime.
Yeah, look
That's
at them.
great, kid.
Look at them.
You want to say hi?
Hi, everybody.
All right. So, each place that they have in this, like, probably a good 50, 60 places in this book that I could go to, but some are still active military bases, so I can't go there. But this Crawford Road in Yorktown, this property is accessible to public. However, it is routinely monitored by the local sheriff's department, and there are wide spaces on the side of the road and near the bridge to pull over. But exercise extreme caution, as this is an active used road connecting Yorktown and Newport News. It is not advisable to visit this location at nighttime, as there are no streetlights and many people have disappeared or been killed. So I think I'll go there. I ain't scared of no ghosts. The other people that have been murdering people out there, yeah, I'm a little bit scared. So I've been here a lot. That's Fort Monroe. There's the Point Comfort Lighthouse. So, yeah, some of this other graffiti that they got on the bridge is really pretty. That's cool. After an extensive investigation of the people's bodies who were found near Crawford Road Bridge in 1993, Mrs. Lane and Mr. Johnson their bodies were both found. Crawford Road continues to hold secrets along its desolated roadways, and the truth are perhaps more sinister urban legends surrounding it. So there's a couple stories from 1989. Tanya Lang was leaving her house, walking down the street to walk to under the bridge. Little did anyone know that Tanya would never be seen again. Countless searches for the young mother of 2 children, but she was never found, not even a hair. On January 30th, 1990, Jimmy Johnson left his Grafton home to meet a new man, J.C. Giles. After meeting him, Johnson planned on purchasing a vehicle for $45,000. Nobody ever saw him again. His wife called the police department. Johnson's body was found along Crawford Road, bound at the wrist and ankles, and an executioner had... So, this Crawford Road, so when that bridge was built also way back, people were hung from that bridge. There's old stories of that. What are you guys saying? Hello, 2 people. Yeah, I don't care who I'm up against or anything. I'm just doing this so I can say, hey, I got 1,000 subscribers and talk about a few spots. I want to get to the president's head. These are 25-foot molds, busts of all the president's heads, and it's out in a field near my house. And I don't care who else is going. I'm just doing a quick live. This book's really cool too. So, Roswell Plantation. There was a few others that I wanted to do out of this book. And there's a Gravity Hill. There's a vampire grave. Let's see where. Big Stone Gap. Vampire. That's over by the Appalachian Mountains. So that will take me a little bit to get over to, but it sounds cool. In 1888, it was renamed Big Stone Gap. Vampirism in the area dates back to the ancient world, but terrorizing small villages at night. Vampire represents corpses and grave search of blood, return to their graves before the sun come up. 2 local boys were in the woods, came upon Rupp's cabin, peeked in through a window and saw Rupp sitting there in a fireplace eating a piece of raw meat. He flew out the front door. That's pretty cool. So there was a vampire over by the Appalachian Mountains, and these boys found his cabin and saw him eating raw meat. So they probably told on him. But there's a lot. Cold Harbor Battlefield. Yeah, there's supposed to be pirate ghosts out in the woods. I gotta get to that one. Sonic booms over Virginia. I have heard some weird noises. Sinking Springs Cemetery. The cemetery that is sinking and coffins and bodies are coming out of the ground, I guess. 1776, the burial ground for whoever a member of the Sinking Spring Presbyterian Church had organized in 1773. Member Sinking Spring Reverend Cemetery is now owned by the town of Abingdon, Washington County, Virginia. Visitors are welcome to the cemetery during daytime. You can find tombstones with a date over 200 years, surrounded by old trees steeped in history, Confederate soldiers and unknown Confederate dead. Sections of the cemetery. The deaths have resulted in a train wreck and occurred during the Civil War and the Revolutionary War of 1812. And the War of 1812. Also buried there are a few ivory-covered crypts. Cemeteries. Brigadier John B. Floyd, Lieutenant Colonel W.D. Blackford, and Civil War-era Richmond newspaper editor Robert Hughes. The ivy-covered... That's a cool place. Crawford Road is definitely one I gotta get to. Bacon's Castle. Let's see where this is. doesn't say. At least I'm not seeing it, but it's a fully restored 17th century English garden that was planted from garden, blah blah blah. Preservation at Virginia, 1972. Allen family, 1843. So it was built in 1676. Oh, built around 1655. It's not saying what town that's in, but I could find it. Foxfire, Salberia Manor, The Haunting of Salberia, Whorehouse Road Tunnel. Valley Railroad ran between Staunton and Lexington, Virginia. So that's Rockbridge County. Some of this stuff I gotta go out and find. But like this one has some cool pictures. So these are some old shipwrecks, not too far, but it is on an active military beach, so I can't go to these ones. But I do know Fort Monroe I can go to let's see, there's this base that I wanted to get to, but I believe it's still an active military base. It sits on an active military base, but there's towers you can climb. It'd be cool to get to that one. There is an old school in here that I want to get to. I think it's off limits, but I could still sneak in. There's the president's heads. I want to go to that. There's every president's head in a 20-foot bust. Pretty cool. I want to go out there. There's a few other places in here that I want to get to. Yeah, this school right here. Virginia School for the Deaf, Blind, and Multi-Disabled. It was built in 1908. 1909 the school was finished, but it is an abandoned school that looks pretty cool, and I want to get there. Yeah, there's some open buildings and stuff. Yeah, and exploring an old mentally handicapped school would be fun. It's probably haunted. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say thank you to the people who helped me go over 1,000, even though it dropped right back down, but that's okay. Alright, well, I'm going to keep this a short live. Thanks for coming in, the Bud Files, Pomp. Alright, peace out. Have a good one, guys.